These are just stories that are told. I can choose not to believe them. I could choose not to sign up for them. This is one small example. We've been all fed this American mythology. It's a mythology that built up over decades and centuries, and it's go to college.
James, he says I kicked him out of graduate school. He never showed up, so that made it very hard to keep him in graduate school.
Get a solid 9-to-5 job, rise up in that job.
I read your article on why you should quit your job. And I said, should I quit my job? And then you said yes, and we talked about it.
Buy a home, have a family, have 2 kids and a white picket fence.
There was a fascinating story in the New York Times. The headline said something like, why self-help guru you only owns 15 things.
I was able to, for 2 years, own nothing and live nowhere, and yet I lived quite well.
Work hard every day for your boss, retire with them, save your money in 401ks so you can retire a wealthy person.
We are the only animal that can create and believe in fictional stories.
There's a lot of stories on the dollar bill.
Money is probably the most successful story ever told because it's the only story everybody believes.
So I think the system has been corrupted. Of course, corporate America wants you to think that the best philosophy is to stay at your job for 40 years. They don't want you to quit. Buy a home right next to the corporate factory, so it's harder for you to move and quit your job. Of course, corporate America will then fund and work hand in hand with the government at lending you an obscene amount of money to buy your house and send your kid to college, because now you're in hock to the government and to the bank, your local banks in your town, and you have to keep working. You can't do what you want to do. You can't do what gives you freedom in life because you're in prison from debt. So that, along with this neediness I still felt in myself, like, could a publisher choose me? Could a TV company choose me? Could an investor invest in me? I felt this need always to be chosen. I realized I needed to develop a philosophy just for me, for myself internally, to succeed. I needed to choose myself for success.